Welcome to Chitku's classroom.
Hi everyone, so today our topic is about parts of a skeleton. So why do we need skeleton? Skeleton has some functions, like for example, the skeleton gives us shape and support to our body, and the skeleton along with the muscles helps us to move our body. So we're moving, right? So the skeleton and the muscles help us to move our body, okay? The skeleton also stores some minerals like calcium and phosphorite. And the skeleton protects the important internal organs too. Okay. Next, the long bones form new blood cells. Okay, helping the formation of new blood cells in the bone marrow. The bone marrow is like a soft tissue. Okay, so these are the parts of the skeleton: the skull, the backbone, or also known as the spine, the rib cage, and the limbs. Okay. So mean Mr. Skeleton. So here, this is the skull, right? This is the skull. This is the bone. There's a bone here that is called the cranium. Okay, so this is the skull and the backbone. Here and here, this is the backbone. Next, the rib cage. Here's the rib cage. It protects the internal parts. Okay, the limbs. So here are the limbs, the hands and the legs. Okay. So these are the four important parts of a skeleton. Okay, so now let's learn about the skull. Okay, this is the skull. Okay, the bony structure present in the head region is called the skull. The skull is made up of 22 bones. Okay, the skull is made up of 22 bones, and it is the bony structure present in the head region. Okay, the upper part of the skull is made up of 8 flat bones. They are completely fused together. So here there are 8 flat bones. They are also called the brain box or the cranium. Okay, they protect the brain. So here the upper part of the skull is made up of 8 flat bones. Then they are completely fused together. They are called the brain box or the cranium, and they protect the brain. Okay, the first 14 bones here. It has 14 bones. The only lower jaw is movable for chewing and talking. So the only lower jaw here is movable. So here it is only movable for chewing, so we can chew the food, and for talking. Okay, so this is the lower jaw. It is the only movable part. Okay, so this is an X-ray of the skull here. So this is the skull. It's made up of 22 bones, and this is the face. The face bones are made of 14 bones. And like I said, the only lower jaw is movable for talking and chewing. So okay, so now let's learn backbone or spine. It is made up of 33 bones. Okay, the backbone or spine is made up of 33 bones, also known as the vertebral column. So this is also known as the vertebral column. It encloses and protects the spinal cord. So this vertebral column protects the spinal cord. Okay. Next, the first bone of the spine. The first bone of the spine is called the atlas. The atlas, the brain rests, the skull rests on the atlas. Okay. Next, the spine helps us to stand straight. The spine helps us to stand straight, bend, and twist our body. It helps us to bend, twist, okay, and helps us to stand, okay. So here, the backbone or spine is made up of 33 bones. It is also known as the vertebral column, okay. Here it is also known as the vertebral column. So the vertebral column protects the spinal cord. So the first bone of the spine here is the first bone. It is called the atlas. The skull rests on the atlas over here. Okay. So next, the spine helps us to stand straight, bend, and twist our body. Okay. So here are the X-rays of the backbone or spine. So here is the vertebral column, and here is the skull. So here is the vertebral column. Here is the vertebral column. Here is the hip bone. Okay. All about the backbone or spine. Okay, so now let's learn about the rib cage. It is formed with 12 pairs of ribs. So the rib cage is formed with 12 pairs of ribs. So that means 24 ribs. Okay. So the first 10 pairs of ribs are attached to the vertebral column at the back and the sternum in the front. What is the sternum? The strongest bone in the center of the rib cage. So here, this is the sternum. This is the sternum over here. This is the sternum. It is the strongest bone in the center of the rib cage. Okay. So the first 10 pairs are attached to the vertebral column at the back and the stem in the front. So here all the ribs here are attached to the vertebral column. So this is the vertebral column, right? The ribs are attached to the vertebral column at the back over here. So here, this is the vertebral column and all the ribs are attached to the vertebral column at the back, and this is the sternum, so they are attached to the sternum in the front, okay? So the last two pairs are attached to the backbone at the back, but free on the front, floating ribs, okay? So here, the ribs, they are attached to the vertebrae, they are attached to the backbone or the spine here. They are attached, right, these ribs, but they are not attached to the front. They are not attached to the sternum, right? They are not attached to the sternum. These ribs are not attached to the sternum, but they are attached to the back. They are attached to the backbone, okay? So these ribs are called the floating ribs. These ribs over here, okay? Ribcage protects the lungs, heart, diaphragm, liver, and stomach. So here the lungs, the heart. So the ribcage protects them all, okay? So here the lungs, over here the heart, the diaphragm, the liver, and the stomach. So the ribcage protects all these internal parts, okay? Here's an X-ray of a ribcage over here. So here are all the ribs. The ribs are going like, so here the rib is going here and it is attaching to the vertebral column at the back, okay? So now let's learn about limbs, okay? There are two types of limbs. They are forelimbs, also known as the arms, and the hind limbs, also known as the legs, okay? So here, now let's learn about the forelimbs, also known as the arms. The forelimbs have three bones. This first bone is the longest bone. It is known as the humerus. Here is the humerus. Next, so this is the upper bone, okay? And the lower part, we have two bones. This bone is called the radius and this bone is called the ulna. So here, this is the humerus, radius, and ulna over here. And the wrist and the fingers have very small bones over here. Next, we learn about hind limbs, okay? Or the legs. So here, the femur is the longest bone in our body. This is the femur, it is located here. This is the femur over here. Femur is the longest bone in our body. Next, the upper part of the leg is called femur, and the lower, there are two bones. Just like the forelimbs, we have two bones at the bottom part. So they are tibia, the longest bone, and fibula, the short bone here, okay? So, and here between the joints, between these bones, there's an elbow joint here in the forelimbs, okay? This is the elbow joint. And here in the hind limbs, there's a knee joint here, okay? So here is a knee joint, and here is the elbow joint. Okay, so here is the forelimbs here. This is the humerus. The upper part is called the humerus, and here this is called, they have two bones here. This one is, they are ulna and radius, okay? Ulna and radius, and between the ulna and between these bones there's an elbow joint over here. Next, and the wrist and fingers have small bones. Next, here the femur in the hind limbs, or also the legs. This is the femur, the longest bone in our body, and this is the upper part, and the lower part here, this bone is called the tibia, and this bone is a fibula. I hope you understand about limbs. So now here are some X-rays. So here is the forelimb here. This is the humerus, right? Here is the humerus. Next, in this next X-ray here, these are the ulna and the radius, okay? These are the ulna and the radius, and here are some small bones, okay? So here this is ulna and this is radius. Next, this is the next X-ray. So here this this is the longest bone called the femur, and here this is tibia and this is fibula.
Thank you for watching Chitko's Classroom.